Hey guys, welcome to our podcast, Life
On high.
Okay,
So we gotta.
let me tell you what happened.
This is take two.
This is take two. We just want to welcome you guys to this podcast. It's about
Absolutely.
relationships, and we're just trying to
Be real.
be real with you guys. So we're gonna be real.
Yeah.
So we recorded the whole podcast, right? We almost hit
Almost,
20. We almost
yes.
hit 20 minutes. We're trying to do
And my
this.
mic was off.
And her mic was off. Oh my gosh.
So now it's a retake
Now
number
this is
two.
retake number 2, and we were in the vibe too, right?
Yes.
Ah! But that's you learn, you learn.
It is what it is.
Yep.
Yeah.
So anyways, I was like, we're drinking beer. We're almost done with our beer. Well, actually, no. Jackie probably be killing the beer already, right? Yeah.
Oh man.
But
So where were
we
we?
were in a good vibe too.
Yes. Where
Jesus,
were we? Well,
help us
today's
all.
episode we want to talk about relationships and how it is work. How people say, "Oh, I just if I was just in a relationship, everything would be good," or if I got married, everything would be good.
Nice
If
and
I-
dandy.
And relationship is work. This mentality that just because you have a couple or a person by you, that life is going to be all automatically okay
That is not true.
is not true.
You start, when you start a relationship, when you get married, you're gonna bring everything that you built in that relationship. But when you get married, it's a different story, especially if you never lived together. Because there are a
Right.
lot of people that nowadays is like
You live together, then you get married, yeah.
You live together, experience, and then you get married.
Right.
But
clearly back in the days you didn't live
oh
with
yeah,
somebody.
you couldn't. That was a sin.
Yeah, a sin. Technically it's still a sin because the Bible hasn't
Exactly.
changed. But
Yes.
but still, you start living with a person, and the people's like, oh, the paper shouldn't mean nothing, and technically I guess it does. It does mean that you're committed to each other. It means that
Everything that's mine is yours. Everything that's yours is mine.
yeah, unless you have a prenup. Anyways, but really, I think that's when you start to grow. Like I think that all relationships, and again, we're just talking about our experiences. We are no expert.
Yeah,
on
we're
nothing.
not psicólogos.
Yeah, we're not psychologists or anything like that, but we definitely have seen a couple of psychologists and taken some couple therapy, and actually that's a healthy thing.
And it helps a lot. I think
Absolutely.
that's one of the reasons that I changed. Mm-hmm. Well, it is the top reason,
Yeah.
Not only the therapist, but God also worked a lot on us.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, going to church, changing a lot of ways.
Right? Learning from each other, learning about each other, like that course we took, with it was at
yeah.
Valentine's Day. It was the date night.
Yeah, date night.
But it was literally a couple's I was gonna say podcast, but it's not a couple.
No, it was.
class.
It was, and it wasn't. We done the. ¿Cómo se llama eso? We've done.
Say it in Spanish. Now I made you not forget it.
Now you got me. You forgot. But anyways, that was a good one. That was with Catalyst.
Catalyst, yeah, community church. It was called, the 4 love languages. But it was wonderful because, like you talk every day, right? You expect your pareja, your couple, to somehow automatically know what you want, how you want, what you want, without telling them.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have a crystal ball in your head to know all that stuff?
No, but I think after a couple years, I think after 12 years, I think I might. The crystal ball is getting a little bit less foggier.
Okay.
Because it is true.
Yeah.
And
But
yeah.
that's because you've learned, right? You've learned. We've talked also.
Yeah. It takes time, a lot of time.
Yeah.
For you to get to a point where you call me when I'm already on the phone about to call you. You know what I mean? Like those type of things.
Those intuitive things, absolutely. But those things those type of like classes and therapies, they get like a bad stigma, like if it's wrong to do or bad to do. But there's books, there's workshops and stuff like that couples do, and all that does is make you stronger. I mean, I feel like we're stronger now because of that. You know what I mean?
We went to a retreat.
Yes.
That's what I was trying to say.
Yeah, we went to a retreat.
We went to a retreat when we were at our worst.
Absolutely.
When not at our worst, like we were gonna kill each other. But it was like.
But it was trialing times. We did think. We got to the point where this is where we at. We either move forward together or we separate.
That was the big one.
That was it right there.
Because we both sat down and we're like, okay, are we gonna
work
change?
This out?
Are we gonna work this out and change and trying to fix this and look for help, or are we gonna just let it go?
Yeah.
And we even thought about it, right? It wasn't like oh yeah, okay, let's do this. No. We I
think we took like a week or something before we had a conversation about it again. So
don't think that we're perfect.
No, we're not.
That's one of the reasons we're doing this show, because a lot of friends that are our friends look at us and they're like, wow, like my friends, like the male friends, they're like, wow, you guys on fire. You guys, when I go out to have a drink with them, they're like, oh, she hasn't called you? Like, no, Chacho, my girl would be calling me and cursing me out and this and that. And I'm like, it's not like that. Like, first of all, I'm here with you having a drink because my wife trusts you. You know what I mean? Like, right. That's number one. Like, I would never go out with somebody you tell me, oh, I don't like him. You tell me I don't like him is a wrap. Matter of fact, like before I even go out with anybody, even bring them to my house, like you meet them, right? Elsewhere. Like we'll go out to eat with them.
Yeah. I mean, but we're kind of the same way. We have a close circle anyways. So, but our close circle is, of people that have positive mindset or
that want to go forward.
That want to go forward in life, because not saying that we don't have other, not that saying that all of our friends are like that. But the thing is, like, if we go out with you, or if I go out with you, if he goes out with you, it's like our friends have to have the best interest for us the same way that we would want to have the best interest for them. You know what I mean? So like if they're in a relationship and, we're going to darle consejo, like to better their relationship, not hinder it or not make it where a bad negative thing will come out.
Yeah, or like go out with that person and the wife is calling, what are you doing with him? You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
It's like, oh.
But through that therapy and through these little things that we've done, we've had more open communication. We thought we were open before because we would sit there for hours.
Yeah, right? Like we used to well, when we started, we did a lot of talking.
Yeah. So, I'm just saying that through all that talking, we thought that we knew each other like 100% inside. And I think we learned over the years that
that's not the case.
No, that we kept learning things, and, it's actually pretty cool, that we've gotten to a point where we're not trying to outshine each other with gifts and outshine each other with,
that's a big one.
I love you more because
I got you a Coach bag or diamond ring or whatever.
Because in all reality, none of that really counts.
Nah.
Unless, again,
it's
that
a Mercedes-Benz outside there.
No, but if your wife or your husband, that's their love language. You know what I'm saying? So in a healthy way, obviously, you know what I mean? You're not going to sell half of your house to go buy something because, that's going to make them happy. Yeah. But, there are some people who their love language is gifts. You know what I mean? Is presence. And
we used to be like that in the beginning.
Yeah.
We went overboard.
Yeah, we went a little overboard.
But
and then realized that for what? Because, a simple, I don't know, flowers that come to me just out of the blue. Those little things mean so much. The other day, having a very, very busy day, I don't know, cleaning the dishes for me, that means the world,
Which I hate.
Yes, which he hates. So that I know that he did it with all his heart. You know what I mean? But there's just other gifts that can be given from the heart that are just as important or should make you feel the same way as that big gift.
As a big gift or something like that. I don't know. I always think that it's weird to me when guys don't give flowers anymore. Like it's not.
I don't know. Some of the girls that I know, they're just like, for what?
For what? Yeah, they're gonna die.
Yeah.
I hear that a lot, and like I tell because I don't tell my friends like, oh, get her this or get her that, because that's not none of my business.
Yeah.
But when they see me buying them, or if not, like,
yeah,
I tell them it's like all you need to do is buy her some flowers, and you're good, or open the door, or I don't know, like when when friends of mine tell me like, oh, how can I impress her or whatever, like, oh, whatever. I'm like, just be a gentleman.
Yeah.
The same way like my mom was the one that taught me all this stuff.
Yeah.
Like, treat a girl like a flower, and I've
Yeah.
always had that in my mind,
Yeah.
And there's a lot of things like.
So she was grooming you for me?
Yeah, exactly. You're her angel. You know that. So the same way as like, not now, because now the life is so busy that we don't have time. Like, you remember like when we started, I used to always wait. Like today I was about to eat my steak, right? And I was like, I always think about that when I start eating. I'm like, I used to wait for you.
Yeah, we used to sit down and eat all at the same time, which we really should, honestly. But I was cooking dinner at 2 different times and doing another meal and whatever. So it didn't happen. But,
And when steaks get cold, they get hard.
Ain't nobody want no hard steak.
So I'm there, and she always, like, I started doing it, like, when I cook, like, food in the grill, I like it fresh.
Yeah.
And then, like, she started to tell me, like, Papi, go ahead, eat.
Yeah.
Because I'm going to be here for another 15 minutes
I wasn't
doing
prepared
my food.
with my vegetables, man.
Yeah. So she's doing her vegetables, and I'm like, I always think about it. I'm like, man, I wish, I could wait, but I'm like, the food is going to get hard or whatever. You know how I am with the food. And you always tell me, like, oh, hurry up, just eat, because it's going to take a while. So I eat, but at the same time, but it's been so many times that we've done it.
Yeah.
So it's like, now it's like, it's in fast mode, our life, because we got a kid now and all this stuff. But
this pandemic, I think, has slowed us down because we were much more like all over the place.
Yeah, y también que I used to work at night.
Yeah.
I didn't have that time with you guys.
Yeah.
Time is precious, and if you have to do it, you have to do it.
Yeah.
You don't have a choice. You have to do it. You got to get that bread.
Yeah.
Pero a la misma vez, when I started working during the day, Chacho, it was a big change in our lives. Yeah.
And actually, that's another thing. It's like, you have to do what you have to do, but sometimes you lose communication, with your partner because of life. Oh, I want to get married. I want to have kids. Da, 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 da. Well, let me tell you, you have kids and you never sleep a day in your life after that, At least that's my experience and yours. And,
Or if not, you don't end up in the bed.
Right.
Never buy a king size bed.
I told him not to, but anyways.
We'll get into that one later. We're going to call it the king size bed series. All right.
But yeah, I mean, the communication that, now I forgot what I was saying.
But the communication between you and I, while we're like, estamos hablando de la cocina.
Yes.
Yeah,
that this pandemic has helped us slow down. That now we have more communication with each other.
Because we're able to comer, we're able
to eat. To spend time, and we do. We're like, if we get too busy,
together,
and we're in the office together. But if we get too busy, we both look at each other like, okay, I think it's time for like a family time, or I think it's time for date night, or I think it's time for this and that. Which those are the things that are very important. That we just keep going, and we forget that. We still need to,
have a little time for each other.
I
enjoy seeing like couples that we know that have a lot of kids and they're crazy busy with them and all this stuff, and then they go out
And
and
then
I see it, they post it, and I feel it, I'm like happy for them.
Yeah.
I'm like, and I even text them sometimes, you know, my
Like,
peoples, I'll
woohoo,
be like,
yeah.
hey, disfruta, you know, have
Yeah.
fun, you know.
Yeah.
But it's always, you always have to have that time. You can't have just, you know, and if you don't have nobody to take care of your kids, you know, it's a different story.
No, you put them to bed, and then you know, that's
You have a movie,
yeah.
like
You have a
we
movie.
used
Yeah, we
to
used to
do
do
that. We
that.
still do that
Yeah.
anyway. Have a movie, do some popcorn,
Yeah, but
have
at that
some wine.
time, so at that time is when you guys, you know, when everyone, right, should have that time to just sit down and talk about things that they're feeling, things how they feel and stuff like that, and you know, that's the opportunity for the other person to listen, or if not, to help out with whatever it is that they're going through. Because at the end of the day, we're all individuals. You know, you have your things that, you know, might hurt. I'm not saying hurt you like, "Ooh, you know, man, I understand," but things that might bother you, or same thing with me, I'm going through something with someone else or something like that, and you know,
Oh, I can feel you,
yeah.
chacho.
But you know, you
But it
sit
takes
down.
like we were saying before, it takes time for you to
Yeah.
have those feelings of, like, I could feel you the same way that you could call me, like I was saying, like in the other the other part that we lost.
Yeah.
That you would call me, and I'm with my phone about to call you.
Yeah.
It takes time for people to get to that point where it's like,
You have an
or
intuition
one.
that
Yeah,
is
it's
like, there's something off. You know, the moon is off.
It's
Let
like,
me
it's like
call
your
my
mom.
husband or call my.
It's like your mom, my
Yeah.
mom. You know, they call you at the random time,
But at the
and you're
right
like,
time.
yeah, the right time, and,
Yeah.
and they're like, man, your mom used to call you like at 4 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah,
Right?
she's like, "What's wrong with
What's
you?"
going on? Yeah.
You know, I mean, after I had my son, I started to create anxiety, which I never had before. So those are things that I have to work through, and I've had to work with him and my son. So we're just real. There's nothing like that's not.
Yeah, there's nothing hidden nowhere because there's
Yeah.
nowhere to hide it.
Yeah.
But it is like when we started, like I think that was one of the top things that we had. Like we always just tried to keep it real.
Yeah.
You know, no sea feca, no está
Yeah.
feca, whatever.
And even if we didn't like it, you know, even if we didn't like what the other person had to say, I think
We would say it.
we would say it with
just to get
respect.
it,
Yeah.
just to get it out in the
Yeah.
air, in the atmosphere, and let it do what it has to do. Like
Yeah.
even if it bothered me, like okay, está bien. And yeah, maybe once or two, you know, maybe more than twice.
Yeah.
But you know, I would sleep in the couch or whatever because I'm
Yeah.
mad. But I'm not gonna go like before. I would get in my car and I'm like, para disco,
Yeah.
let's do something stupid. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? That just doesn't happen,
And that doesn't work.
and that does never works. It's worse.
So if like you have that mentality that, oh, I'm just gonna go out with my friends for the night because, you know, they pissed me off, or even a girl, oh, I just need to go for a drive, or you know, sometimes you can go for a drive. That's not a bad thing, but like the whole I'm not coming back home type thing is it doesn't always work out.
I'll be back tomorrow.
Yeah,
It's like, oh,
it
yeah,
does
okay.
not work out. You end up doing stupid decisions and don't realize how that's going to impact your future.
But
So
you know what? I'm sorry to interrupt you. I have noticed, not now, but like always, like es una adicción. It's an addiction. Some people have an addiction to feel that way, to feel depressed, to feel, and I think God is like the main for people that are like that because it's an adrenaline. ¿Cómo se dice? Es adrenaline, right?
that's fine.
Okay,
Uh-huh.
you know,
Continue.
Spanish chazo, you know, people love that. It's like, you know, when you go fast in a car, you feel that.
Yeah.
And some people, like, they're hooked on that.
Yeah.
So for those feelings, I think that God is like,
Yeah.
that he's the only one that could help you out in that situation because es como un vicio, como una
Yeah.
droga.
Yeah.
You have to, if not, you go to, what is it, AAA or AA or...
Babe.
What is it called?
AA.
AA.
Yeah.
Eso mismo.
Yes.
You know, so it's something like that. You need to work on it.
Mm-hmm.
But don't think that you're going to make that disappear because it's not going to disappear.
Right.
It's not going to disappear. And I could tell you that because I went, you know, my situation, I know that I went through that. And going to that therapist,
Yeah.
helped me a lot.
Because he was straightforward too,
Oh
right?
yeah, he was like, he even asked me, "You ever killed somebody?" I'm like, "What the heck? This guy's crazy."
No, but I mean, he literally was like, "You tell me what's wrong," and literally he told him, "You tell me what's wrong," and then obviously I know this is how it works. Now you tell each other what's wrong, but
That was hard, right?
yeah, that was, we were able to tell him all day, every day, but when it was like there, it was like, oh, well, you know, I don't want to not that I didn't want to disagree, but we don't want to like create a fight or whatever. But
we have to drive together home.
we have to drive together home.
I think we even one time drove in separate cars.
Absolutely.
Because you went out of work and then I was going whatever.
But the key thing was that he said, if you don't do this and you don't do this, you guys are going nowhere.
Yeah, you might as well call
it quits right now.
Yeah.
And with those words, it was like, holy crap.
Yeah, because
he called us out. Like he called us out. He called us out for him. He called me out for, you know, because, you know, at some point
we both were very prideful.
Yeah.
And I know I had a big issue because my trust situation was out the door.
And then my thing is that I brought some baggage in from my prior relationships, you know what I mean? But to the point that it wasn't like the same situation was going to happen. It was to the point where I don't care. Like, it was like, I don't care. But it was a facade or like a front that I didn't care, but I really did. You know what I mean?
We both did that.
Yeah.
We always had that since we started, since we met, since
Yeah.
everything was like, you know, like,
I think one time we even like, and this is after we got married and we had a disagreement and, you know, things happen, things happen. And then it was almost like, I'm mad at you. I don't like you, but I'm not going anywhere. So deal with it.
Right? One of those.
Yeah.
Like,
I'll talk to you in the morning, you know.
I'll be in the living room.
Yeah. You know, and, you know, there's nothing wrong with that either. You know, sometimes you need space. Like sometimes you can't really talk about things when you're upset, you know, because you're not going nowhere, like with the conversation.
Yeah, it was. But you know what we used to do a lot that was awesome is we used to talk a lot.
Yeah.
A lot. You know, we would be in our balcón, you know, and we'd be talking like for hours. For a long time we did it, you know. Until we had Jacob, and then life was like bing boom bam bam, bing boom bam bam. You didn't have sleep because you know he was newborn.
I still don't sleep. I don't know what he's talking about.
Exactly. So it's like when we go out, you know, we chill, we have a good time. Sometimes we have too much fun, and we're like, all right, let's keep on going. And then we're like, oh man, we're gonna have to get an Uber or something, you know. But we still have our days that we go out and have. I think we take all that baggage from, you know, like, let's go out. And then when we go out, we're like, all right, let's go out fully.
Yeah, fully.
So then we're like, okay, we shouldn't have done that. You know?
You're like,
we got to pick up Jacob in the morning.
Yeah, like next time we shouldn't do this. But anyways, I mean, even now, we still have our disagreements. We still
that never goes away.
No,
don't think that you're gonna be perfect. But you know, like I want to talk about when we went to Catalyst Church. How was that experience? Because I remember we even went with your mom, right?
Yeah, it was a couples thing, and it was on Valentine's Day, and we had to fill out. Yeah, we were married. We was in this house, so yes, we were married. And we had to fill out, you know, papers. Like it says, how do you feel about this? How do you feel about that? How do you, you know, do you communicate like this? And then they added up a whole bunch of things.
You know what's crazy? That we went there because we were trying to figure out things. And
yeah.
It was at and even that day, like, right? I did something stupid and you got mad. Let me tell you, Jackie's very sensitive.
Yeah.
You know, so you can't
I'm a hopeless romantic. So yes, I am. I wear my emotions on my sleeve unless I don't want you to know.
But now,
unless I don't want you to know that I feel.
Yeah, well, in your past, you could hide it really good.
Yeah.
But now after
there's no need. There's no need for a mask. I feel like, you know, this world has too many masks.
Was it a couple of days thing or it was just one day?
It was just one day.
One day.
It was one day. But we don't want to hurt each other's feelings. We don't want to hurt people's feelings. And
And then I feel like a douche.
a douche.
Yeah. At the end of the whole thing, I'm like, man, we came here to talk about love and stuff. And I started like,
I don't know what you said. I forgot.
it was because I was on the phone and you said something and I answered to you because
Yeah.
It was something, que me saca de quicio.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I didn't think when I answered you because you told me, hey, mira.
We're doing this, like, get off the phone,
Yeah, and I answered to you.
Kind of rude.
Yeah. But I didn't. It
was because you was in your own head.
Yeah, like I was mad at the person that called or whatever.
Yeah,
I was like, and that's another thing that you have to be careful. Like,
don't bring other people into your relationship.
Yeah, because at that moment, it was just something that had me like pissed off, you know?
But at that moment, it was something that you and I were doing. Which meant there was...
So better off turn off your phones when you're doing... That's what I should have done. Turn off the phone. Yeah. Thank God by that time there was no there was not a lot of big Facebook or Instagram or nothing like that. It was more relaxed. It was Facebook, but it was like,
it just started.
Yeah, it just started the vibe of the Facebook.
Yeah. But I mean, overall, it was a good experience, even though, it ended kind of funky. But, I mean, we're still growing. So
till this day.
Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, when only go, I guess my only consejo, like my...
consejo.
Oh my God, I just went blank. But anyways, I just want to leave you with advice. So I want to leave you with this advice. It's like, if you have a relationship that you really cherish, right, that you think is worth saving, and you, at the ultimate goal, you guys have the same ideals for life, the same morals for life, and you just have some kind of communication that you have to work on, go to, your pastor, go to a couple that has endured and has grown and is positive and is going to lead you the right way.
That they have to have a couple of years in their belt.
Yeah. Go to, the people that are going to steer you right, because at the end of the day, I'm not saying to go to somebody to be like, oh, well, this is what, if you don't like this, just ignore that.
I wouldn't go to somebody that knows you.
Right. You would want to go to like a therapist.
You could even walk to any church.
Yeah.
And be like, and if you want my sister's number, but like you need to have it told to you from somebody else.
Yeah, from a non-biased party.
Yeah, that doesn't know you like that or whatever.
Yeah. Because then you can't say, well, this person's just saying this because they know me or they know her. Yeah, but you really do have to go to a third party to have a conversation. And sometimes you have a conversation with a therapist to know, this is good to leave. Like, this is not going to work. And that's fine too. You know what I mean? Like, you have to know what each individual person wants out of life and moving forward, so you guys can be together moving forward. Mm-hmm. But if it's not the same, then it's not the same, and it's okay. You know what I mean? There was things about, me, and things about, like, me, I would be quiet about stuff. And then it's like, now we have like a discussion, like, hey, this made me feel this way, just so you know.
Yeah, we do that a lot. It's like, I didn't like this or whatever, and it
made me feel this way.
My bad. Like we always say, my bad, whatever. And,
we still have the heat of the moment where, one real thing now that we do is that we watch our words.
Mm-hmm.
Because you can't take them back.
Never. And it'll run with you your whole relationship.
Absolutely.
If you there's things that I said, that were, because I come from a family, I got the rough side in my family, mm-hmm. That's the way they used to talk to me, and mm-hmm. and that's the way they were. So I brought it with me, everywhere, not thinking that, I just say a word or whatever, and I still do it to probably my kids,
Yeah. And then
then I feel bad.
Like, all of a sudden,
and I click, and I even tell you, I was like, I sound like this person.
Yeah.
And I have to go back and be like, my bad, I didn't mean it like that, but I just, I love you and I want to, I'm trying to tell you the right way, pero no sale así.
Yeah. And then again, but that's part of working on ourselves too. I mean, sometimes everyone's like, oh, we have to work together, but we also have to work on ourselves.
Yeah,
Mira,
I don't stress this that I don't want to sound like those are super Christian or this guy's like, oh God, whatever. But the reality is like church really is still helping us.
Yeah, yeah.
Absolutely. We still listen to, I'm not, like I said, we're not perfect,
but we know what guides us, and we know what
has helped us a lot.
Has healed us, right, in ways that we couldn't heal ourselves. And
if you don't believe in God and stuff, vete to un therapist.
Yeah.
Go to a therapist.
Yeah.
Church is cheaper because it's free. I'll tell you that much. But I don't think that we would have been together this long if we didn't have church.
Yeah.
Because we did a lot.
In our village of people who love us.
Exactly, yeah. People that will beat me up,
No, not so much. I mean, that would be true, but and not even that. It's just that they have our best interest.
I'll be like, you're my sister. You're supposed to be in my side.
But relationship is work, and if it is meant to be, like, as far as like that's what you want and that's what that person want, because if you want it, you could want it all day, and if that person don't want it, ain't gonna work.
And you're gonna be miserable for the rest of your life.
Absolutely. Then you're gonna have kids, and then you're gonna be old, and you're gonna be like, oh my God, I regret my life.
Let me tell you, then you get old, and then you're like, I'm stuck with this person.
Yeah.
I don't have nowhere to go, whatever.
So let's not be stuck with nobody. Let's learn from each other.
In the beginning, and then and if you're older, maybe everybody has the opportunity to
be at peace.
To be different, and
to be at peace and to find love. And we should have the opportunity to discuss things, to move forward. So yeah.
Good luck. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, I mean, that's basically it.
But we should stop it right now because we were trying to keep it at 20. So people don't, we're starting this off. So we don't want to get people bored.
Yeah.
But if you lasted this long, that means we're doing pretty good.
High five.
So
but yeah, just join us. We'll just keep, doing little snippets about life and how we we grew and we continue to grow. And now we just talk to each other like all the time.
And if you want to check us out on Facebook, Jun Junke Show, on Fridays, you'll see the nut job.
You'll see our fun-filled life.
Yes. You'll understand us a little bit more.
Yeah. So we just came here to be a little bit more serious about life, because life is a bag of tricks.
Definitely. But anyways, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed.
Yeah.
And if you're on YouTube or whatever, subscribe.
Absolutely.
So you guys could keep on hearing a little bit more of our
journey,
our roller coaster.
Yeah.
And I hope you guys enjoyed. Bless you. And we'll see you on the next one.
Cheers.
Cheers.